The story continues. Even more exciting content is coming up. Subscribe as soon as possible. Chapter 68. The opportunity to break the formation and the desperate counter-attack. Looking at the fallen powerful member of the coalition forces, Sumu was filled with grief and anger, but he knew he couldn't panic at this moment. The impact of the mysterious power was becoming more and more intense. Time was running out. If they couldn't destroy the core of the formation as soon as possible, not only would the coalition forces be wiped out, but the entire spirit fantasy realm would be plunged into eternal damnation. Sumu took a deep breath and combined the reverse, time spiritual power with the spiritual power techniques in the spiritual sky canon, trying to find a way to break the formation. He carefully observed the operation pattern of the formation and found that although the formation was complex, there would be a brief flaw every time the light flickered. Sumu told this discovery to the powerful members of the coalition forces beside him, and they decided to seize this flaw and launch a desperate counterattack. While resisting the attacks of the monsters, they waited for the opportunity when the flaw appeared. Finally, the formation flickered with light again, and the flaw emerged. Sumu shouted, "Now is the time!" He circulated his reverse time spiritual power and rushed towards the core of the formation at an extremely fast speed. At the same time, the powerful members of the coalition forces unleashed their most powerful spiritual power spells, attacking the monsters and the formation to buy time for Sumu. Under the effect of the reverse, time spiritual power, Sumu successfully evaded the black light released by the formation and the obstruction of the monsters and reached the front of the core of the formation. The core of the formation was a huge black crystal with powerful evil spiritual powers surging inside. Without the slightest hesitation, Sumu stabbed his spiritual power-long sword into the black crystal. The crystal trembled violently under the attack and released even more powerful evil spiritual power, trying to repel Sumu. Sumu gritted his teeth and circulated all the spiritual power in his body to resist the evil spiritual power in the crystal. At this time, the coalition soldiers outside were also struggling to resist the impact of the mysterious power. They knew that Sumu was engaged in a life and death struggle inside, and they had to hold on and not let Sumu's efforts go to waste. When Sumu was in a stalemate with the black crystal, he suddenly thought of the spiritual power crystal he had obtained in the ruins. An idea flashed in his mind. Perhaps he could use the power of the spiritual power crystal to destroy this black crystal. Sumu freed one hand, took out the spiritual power crystal, and touched it with the spiritual power long sword. The spiritual power crystal released powerful and pure spiritual power, which flowed into the black crystal along the spiritual power long sword. The two kinds of spiritual power collided and merged inside the black crystal, bursting out with a dazzling light. Under the impact of the powerful spiritual power, cracks began to appear on the black crystal. As the cracks expanded, the evil spiritual power inside the crystal kept leaking out. Sumu took the opportunity to increase the output of his spiritual power. Finally, the black crystal exploded with a bang. With the shattering of the black crystal, the mysterious power disappeared instantly, and the monsters in the castle also dissipated. The coalition soldiers outside felt the disappearance of the mysterious power and cheered. Sumu walked out of the basement and joined the coalition forces. They knew that this secret stronghold of the Dark Spirit sect had been successfully destroyed, but the Dark Spirit sect might still have other conspiracies, and they couldn't let down their guard. The story continues. More exciting content is coming up. Subscribe as soon as possible.